Say pro poppy.
Grand Rising. Oh, we about to get crunk this morning. Here we go. Turned down this time. Yesterday was a little too loud. Grand Rising. What up? What up? How y'all doing this rising? It's 6:50 a.m. Right before 7, 10 minutes to 7. Hope everyone had a great evening last night. Whew. I don't know if it's me. I'm getting warm. Every time I get online, I get a little warm over here. Is it warm in you? I'll say, turn a little AC on or something. It's a little chilly. I mean, a little warm. I said a little chilly. So, we got plenty of news. I was thinking of different ways to do it. Should I just do a news article, read it, put the background to it, record it, then just play it later, and just have news all day? That means I just have videos all day, just non-stop, just video after video after video after video after video, just a video mess. Just make videos all day. Come on, see what's going on. I didn't see what's going on in YouTube world. YouTube, I don't know why I keep trying to do YouTube. I had over 1,000 views yesterday on Facebook. I should stay on Facebook. Let's see what we got over here. Larissa, Grand Rising, Larissa. Larissa Coach, Grand Rising. Y'all wanted to make sure I said that right, Larissa. Hope everything's all well with you this rising. So I'm about to go ahead and dig into these stories. Ain't no need of me playing with it. Y'all know what we here for. We here to tell some news. And then if anything that I can bring back home to the genealogy forefront on the news that we did to show you how important genealogy is, then whoa, there it is. All right, the first story coming up. Let's see. When presidents lied or misled the nation to go to war. And when they didn't. Let me see. In 1846, President James Polk responded to an ambush of a U.S. military patrol near the Rio Grande by asking Congress to declare war on Mexico. Polk wanted to win control of California and New Mexico and extend slavery westward, but he hid these reasons from the public. See what he's talking about. And his ulterior purpose had profound implications for the American way of war. Just a half century into the life of the American Republic, Polk had crushed the founders' hope that their fresh new country would not indulge in the old world monarchs' habit of manufacturing false pretexts for wars that they sought for other, more secret reasons. Michael Beschloss writes in Presidents of War, his sweeping inside the Oval Office account of how presidents waged American major wars between 1812 and 1968. So, Presidents of War is a significant feature of historical synthesis. I don't know if I'm saying this man's name right. Beschloss is a deaf researcher and a first-rate storyteller, and his book draws from not only other scholarships but also from diaries, memos, tapes, and interviews to construct a pointillist canvas that captures the hopes, ideas, fears, and delusions that prompted some presidents to lead the country into armed conflict, rather than a paean to presidential courage in the tradition of Stephen Ambrose. Presidents of War is a sober-minded analysis that stressed the ways presidents weaponized deception. They hid the risk of wars from soldiers, and civilians used false pretexts to fight their wars. And they waged wars even through the Republic's survival wasn't at stake. With the too frequent, acquiescence of Congress, presidents have seized for themselves the power to launch large conflicts almost on their own authority. Beschloss, I don't know if it's Beschloss, observed. The idea that presidents have acquired imperial power, especially in war, and familiar, yet Presidents of War provides a deep history of how chief executives since the early 19th century have waged war under confused circumstances and often with secret motives. During the War of 1812, President James Madison, James Madison set a precedent by failing to level with Americans that fighting Britain required painful sacrifices. Americans fledgling Democrat. I don't know what I'm studying on my words this morning. Democracy was not under mortal threat, and Congress that the public were both divided over the wisdom of war. Madison war leadership lowered the threshold so that the future presidents and Congresses could, contrary to the spirit of most of the founders, most easily enmesh the nation in sundry conflicts for lesser purposes. I think that's all I got on this story. No, it's a little bit more. Presidents sometimes learn the wrong lessons from their forebears. Polk followed in Madison's steps when he concealed his agenda of westward expansion during the war with Mexico. President William McKinley wanted to go to war with Spain in 1898, even though a Foutley boiler, rather than a Spanish sailors, probably caused the sinking of the USS Marine battleship in a Cuba harbor. McKinley also promised to liberate the Cuban people from Spain's occupation, but his war began without consulting the Congress of the American people. A struggle for American empire, he grabbed the Philippines from Spain and ordered the conversion of Filipinos to Christianity. His war upended the nation's original notion of itself as democracy, devoted to upholding liberty and the principle of self-rule. The ulterior purposes reminiscent of Polk's. President Woodrow Wilson tried to inscribe democratic values on the world order during World War I. This is around early 1900s. But his disdain for Congress and failure to educate the public about his wartime agenda backfired. He jailed his anti-war foes and faltered at persuading Americans to back his ideas for a League of Nations. Beschloss cites two exceptions to the otherwise lamentable string of war presidents. Neither is particularly surprising. Well, I gotta wake up this morning. Abraham Lincoln and Franklin Roosevelt, Lincoln and FDR, he says, waged the Civil War and World War II for higher moral purposes, saving the Union, abolishing slavery, defending democracy from fascism. And they educate the public about why the country was sacrificing so many lives and so many treasures. Beschloss does not shy from discussing FDR's internment camps and Lincoln's suspension of habeas corpus, among other wartime abuses of power. Presidents of War is better at describing presidents' actions during these wars than it is explaining how ideas such as racism, jingoism, or anti-communism, to cite three examples, shape how presidents thought about their wars and where they were waged them. The physical and emotional toll inflicted on these wars presidents is covered extensively, and Beschloss' section on Lyndon Johnson and Vietnam is particularly the physical and emotional toll inflicted on these wars presidents is covered extensively, and Beschloss' section on Lyndon Johnson and Vietnam is particularly fresh and enlightening. His builds on previous books such as Mark Bowden's Hugh 1968, showing that General William Westmoreland asked LBJ to put nuclear weapons in South Vietnam in case he needed to use them during the Battle of King Chang in 1968. Although LBJ wisely nixed Westmoreland's request, his leadership of the Vietnam War was overall abysmal, I guess. I don't know. LBJ doubted early in his presidency that victory in Vietnam was even possible. His paralysis, he could not fully commit on waging war, nor could he defy hackers, advisors, and critics, declaring victory and simply leave, is on vivid display. His war leadership was even more anguished, impoverished, and ill-conceived than had been previously known. The Founding Fathers, Beschloss concludes, hope that all future presidents will resist any temptations, which the founders saw that the European despots they had heard, to launch a major war out of lust to expand their own popularity and power. As this fine book demonstrates, the Constitution, for all its virtues, has proved unable to check presidents being bent on waging war. Most of the wars described here were grounded in deception and arguably were unjust wars of choice. Beschloss drives his point home in a disappointing study, Presidents of War. I got something to say about that. We already knew they was making up wars. We already knew they was making up information. We already knew that they was lying over and over again to get us folks to go to war. They had their own agendas, and we played a big part in those agendas. We went and fought those wars not knowing the reason of the wars. Look at Pearl Harbor. From what I read, they lied about all of the stuff. And we ended up going to war over trickery, lying, persuasion. People got their own agendas. Mark Walton, Grand Rising. So it's just like, why? We know why. It's money. It's money reasons, control, power, egos. It's a lot of reasons. Greed. It's a lot of reasons why we go to war, to go take other people's stuff. Rubber trees, oil, sugar, rice. Just different things like that. They keep us jammed up. At the end of the day, they do. So, are your kids going to war for something they ain't got no reason for? What's good, Mark? What's good, Mark Walton? Just an early morning grind this morning, trying to put some things together. So this is almost like, it's not like a test run. I'm going over the news, but I wanted to go ahead and see how this thing work out. I'm trying to implement a few things. But yeah, so we've been going to war all these years for nothing. Oh, I'm fighting for my country. Oh, really? You fighting for that president, or you fighting for the person that came up with the reason for us to go to war in the first place? There's no reason for us to be going to fight other countries that did nothing to us. They weren't the ones beating us and killing us for no reason. Killing us, beating us, and taking all our land and stuff and acting like it's theirs and copying everything that's ours through trickery and lies and violence and murder. They took our land. We got any more stories? Let me see. Uh-oh, I got a story. The bronze statue calls raised up at the National Memorial for Peace and Justice, a memorial to honor thousands of people killed in lynchings on April 23, 2018 in Montgomery, Alabama. My problem with this, all these lynchings going on, and they didn't get the law passed until when? Gay folks getting it passed. I'm going to leave that alone. The national debate on race. Who's in the race? I think we just sitting on the bench watching the race. I don't even think we in the race. Yes, I don't think we're in the race. Most whites do not feel personally guilty for the United States' long history of imposed white supremacy. A white man who has lost his job at the coal mine, or the daughter of the recent Ukrainian immigrant, probably does not regret himself or herself as privileged, and they are not likely to have any emotional investment to the debates over race that have dominated U.S. history. For a certain kind of conservative, this is the end of the story. The oppression of Aboriginal people in the past are dead. Their grandchildren and great-grandchildren, in this view, can't be held responsible for sins that they did not commit. But you still benefiting from the sins that your ancestors committed. So you should be held accountable, because right now we're still being held accountable. But that's another story. America's racial dialogue is distorted by the use of the word guilt. To most people, guilt involves a conscious, personal decision to engage in some wrong, but this situation is more complex. Whether they realize it or not, white people in the United States benefit from centuries of enforced white dominance, and their current indifferences help perpetuate the social and economic advantages that have resulted. That's right. They still are being, they say, oh, my great-great-grandfather, that had nothing to do with me. You still living on the land that he took from our ancestors. Hold on. Go scroll down just a little bit. Then go back down a little bit. All right. What is important is not the feelings of guilt, though many of us might benefit from taking an honest inventory of our personal, prejudices. What is important is the recognition that our economic and social system have been massively rigged in favor of whites, and that the unrigging is a continuing political responsibility. Examining U.S. history for evidence of oppression is a disturbingly easy tank. It's real easy to find oppression in this country. Even a skim reveals a thick layer of scum. The great rigging began about 400 years ago, when around 20 slaves, now here we go with the bull. The great rigging began about 400 years ago, when around 20 slaves were brought to Jamestown. How many of them slaves died? Come on. The white settlers wrote laws that placed slaves in indentured service in different dicategories, allowing poor whites to be slave overseers and permitting black slaves to be punished and more harshly. Virginia's colony Womp womp. That's right, Mark Walter. Let me see where I'm at. Government determined that baptism would not confer freedom on slaves, so I guess they thought that if you got baptized, you was free. Effectively allowing some Christians to own the other Christians across the colonies, slavery began to be associated with skin color. We already knew that. Let's see what else they got going on right here. Are we woke over here? What's going on? Many Christians employ the Bible to defend slavery, but in the late 18th century, some Enlightenment science also purported to prove black racial inequality. There go that bull. That's that pimping, or we was pimped by the pen. The Constitution did not recognize the full personhood of African Americans. We not African Americans. They didn't coin that term till late 1800. Okay. One of the early acts of the new republic was to restrict citizenship to white males. In 1854, the California Supreme Court invoked the California state law that said no black or mulatto person or Indian shall be allowed to give evidence in favor of or against a white man. In 1857, the U.S. Supreme Court determined that Aboriginals have no rights which the white man was bound to respect. What? Slavery itself involved physical and psychological violence on a massive scale designed to prevent men and women from considering and organizing opposition. They still do it right today. Let 50 of us get together. They're going to shut us down. They're going to shut us down. Marriage and education was restricted or forbidden. Families were routinely separated, and slaves could usually be beaten, raped, or killed with impunity. The key with nothing to worry about. While slavery eventually ended, economic and political oppression did not. White supremacy was written into Jim Crow laws and enforced by continued public and private violence. Voting rights was systematically denied. Sundown towns made it illegal for Aboriginals to remain after dark, and nearly 4,000 lynchings revealed the evil at the heart of dehumanization. That's what they did. They dehumanized us. Sometimes thousands of white men, women, and children would gather to watch the event, and they announced it at church on Sunday. Y'all going to church this Sunday? They still announcing hangings. Come on. Ask your pastor, hey, when the last time you announced a hanging face ass? Ask him. All right. In some cases, fingers of the victims were cut off as souvenirs. What? So you know they rotten out. That man, these folks don't give a damn. Unborn children were ripped out of wombs. Corkscrews were used to tear out flesh. Men and women were beaten and burned to death, and photos of the victims were turned into postcards with crackers standing all around them, smiling, laughing. Kids, man, I can't do that. The list continues. Redlining and restrictive covenants undermine Aboriginal home ownership. You mean taking of our lands? Come on. Unions were permitted to look non-whites out of better jobs. Educational integration was resisted by segregation academies. Equal justice was resisted by white jurors. And some churches gave their blasphemous blessings. Blessings. Ha! In all this, racism is not primarily a matter of human feelings. It is a systematic use of political, economic, social, and religious structure to ensure white supremacy. Yeah, they did add religious structures. Yeah. Y'all didn't know they used Jesus to take your land? Oh, I could say that. What? Yes, they did. They used this to, I'm going to say it one more time. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. All right, here we go. They used Jesus to take your land. They brought you Jesus and they took your land. Jesus cut your grass and Jesus takes your land. How about that? Yeah, I said it. I gotta say that. Yeah, I said it. You know, they like, no, I don't believe he just said that. No, not Jesus. He's the reason for the season. The reason why you paying mortgage, the reason why you don't own your land, the reason why, yeah, I'm selling y'all this for a reason. He's the reason for the season. He the reason why your land got took. Oh, don't leave it there. I'm asking a question. He's the reason why you paying for land that your ancestors already owned. He the reason for a couple of the Indian tribes to turn and to become civilians, civilized with the white folks. If you didn't believe in Jesus, you wasn't civilized. So I guess I ain't civilized because I don't believe. Root word of believe is lie. I know who my ancestors are. All right, back to the story. Let me see. What was I? This does not lead directly to specific policy. Conservatives and liberals will naturally disagree about how to close the wealth gap between African Americans. Who's an African American? Where they at? I don't know no African Americans. And whites. Ain't North Africans labeled white? Come on. The average wealth of white household is about 7 times greater than that of Aboriginal households. I wonder why. You took our shit, made us go work on some shit, on one of our other brothers' land, on some shit, and you're paying us pennies on a dollar. It's just all some bull at the end of the day. But such inequality is not a matter of bad feelings. It was consciously and purposely built into institutions over centuries, and it must be consciously and purposely undone. Man, who wrote that? Michael Gerson. He wasn't lying. It has to be purposely and consciously undone. I'm purposely saying Aborigine over the word black. I'm purposely telling you that the word black means is dead. I'm purposely telling y'all this stuff. Ain't that how we lost our land? At the end of the day, you can quote Bible scriptures till you're blue in the face, then go back and find out how they lost the land. They played on our spirituality. When did King James come to America and when did he leave? And how many years after that did it take for the Bible to come out? Come on. I had to be quiet and let y'all think about that for a minute. How long did it take for him to come over here with that Bible after he came and visited us? I got a lot of Christian friends. Well, I think they Christians. I got a lot of confused friends. Yes, I said confused. Still, man, me too, Larissa, me too. My whole family believe in that bull. Except for the ones that know who they are. That then looked into the genealogy that I did. I was like, oh, these are my people. Oh, you mean to tell me that we're not Christians? No, you're not. You're Aboriginals, American Indians from this land. I bet you probably got more Scottish or in your bloodline than you do African. Come on. Talking about some Black History Month. My ass. What's that? Dead History Month? Oh, he created the New Testament. Oh, okay, Mark Walton. I don't believe in none of it. What books we was reading when he got here? Come on. Come on, Mark Walton. What books was we reading when he got here? I don't say I used to believe, Larissa. I used to go to church. I used to pray and ask for help. And then none of that shit work. I used to always wonder why. What the fuck did I do? And I found out. I didn't do nothing. I was playing with the wrong dogma gods. See, that's the power of having your own shit. You can talk about your own. We can talk about what you want to do. Don't talk about that. I'm so sensitive about us talking about that. It's gonna man, shut up, your weak ass nigga. Everybody crying to me about folks' feelings. Fuck your feelings, nigga. You think they gave a fuck about your ancestors' feelings, your great grandmama feelings when they snatched her husband out the house and hung his ass? You think they gave a fuck about his feelings? I'm asking a question. Oh, don't. I got family members that's Christian. We don't want to mess with their feelings. I'm gonna leave this alone. Y'all gonna be mad at me this morning. I don't care. I'm here by myself. These are not the views of T.C.B. These are the views of Coach Crew Cut Bridges. These are my views. I grew up in church like a lot of you all. I played the organ, the bass guitar, the drums. Right, Larissa, they didn't care. And that's what I'm trying to get the people at. Do you think they cared when they was hanging our ancestors, dragging them by cars, taking their lands and stuff, setting them on fire? I don't think they cared. So now I'm supposed to go rep Africa. I'm African. I used to always tell y'all when we was kids, somebody called you an African booty scratch. What happened? Y'all was hitting. Your mama come on, what y'all fighting? He called me an African booty scratcher. You know you wasn't African. That's them Boule MFs. Them Boule. What's that brother name? I seen a video this morning of Steve High Top, what's his name? Steve Harvey. He over there with all this. Them the niggas that told the grandmamas that they was fucking African, and the grandmama was like, "What you talking about, baby?" "Yeah, grandmama, I went to college and you paid all this money for me to go to school, and now I talk like this. I talk proper as hell now, grandma. I don't talk with a slang anymore. And also, we're not Indians, grandma. I don't know who told you that. I went to college and we're African." Face ass. Just fuck what you're saying, grandma. I'm telling you, we're African. Oh, so you talk with the kings like English now. You don't say, "Boy, bring your ass around here, boy." You don't talk like that no more. You talk proper. You talk the king's language. Maybe if I learn this language, maybe if I talk like this guy over here, maybe if I talk a little proper, I can get a job with these white folks and be like them. I can move in their neighborhood. I can live on their street. I can send my kids to their schools. We can be just like them. I can go get me some long stick of weed and look just like them. I don't like this nappy stuff no more. I can't send my kids to school with nappy hair anymore. They got to cut their hair. Women can't. Come on now. Now they just changed us. Oh, you can't say that. Can't say what? I got the freedom of speech. The fuck you mean? I can't say that. I thought it was freedom of speech. You can't go there. The fuck you mean? I thought this was the land of the free. The fuck you mean I can't go there? The fuck? This is what we go through every day. And we just turn to a blind eye until when? Until it hit homes. Brother across town just got knocked out. Police just killed him. He was running from the police. The police shot him in the back. But the folks across town don't give two fucks because it wasn't their children. It's like we're blind to the shit. And they like, oh, they didn't see we just knocked off their people last week. Oh, let's go on the same street and kill some more. We blind. We ignorant. We nice. We nice, y'all. Foolish, ignorant. We nice. We some nice motherfuckers. Y'all niggas nice. So first they take our land. We get a major case of amnesia. We don't remember none of that. They show us videos of slavery that they made up. They hit us with, what was that, Roots? They hit us with Roots. Everybody at home watching Roots. You go to school the next day, you ready to beat up a white kid. Now you're thinking you related to Kunta Kinte and you from Africa. All you did was spit in your grandmama's face like, F you, granny. You had my grandmama, and you don't know what you was talking about. We African. That's right, it should hurt us all. I mean, it should be at the point to where if anything happened to us, we're going to be at that. You know how mobs of people, when they claim that we did something to them, and they'll lock him up, but the mobs of people go down there and pull him out of jail, and we need to do the same damn thing. When they kid, there ain't no protection on this earth can stop a brother who killed one of us, that can stop us from getting to somebody who killed one of our people innocent, no weapons, just up and killed them for no reason. The whole 40 million of us should be at one place at the same goddamn time. I don't care. We should be sleeping at other people's houses on their floor. We should be having groups cooking. We should be feeding everybody, and we should stop this madness. I always said this shit will come to an end as soon as we stand up. Not as soon as we get a non-profit program. Not as soon as we get online and start telling. Not as soon as we can do a show online. Fuck a YouTube show, nigga. Facebook shows. Get off and go help somebody. A lot of these folks you see, you ain't seen them with nobody. You ain't seen them help with nobody. You see them talking with all this passion and all this energy and talking to the world and all this other stuff, but you ain't seen them help nobody. Who you listening to? Y'all don't remember the old saying, believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see? Oh, y'all granny didn't tell y'all that. Believe nothing of what you hear and half of what you see. Y'all ain't never heard that before. I'm the only one rooted on dirt road. I'm the only one rooted in dirt road culture. Okay. They too busy trying to get likes on social media and trying to put some money in their goddamn pocket and don't give a fuck about the next man. That's the problem. Yeah, I said it. That's what's wrong with the majority of the YouTube scholars. All these niggas with this shit. These fake niggas. These niggas fake. If I ain't seen you help a soul, you can go live, but you can't go live to help somebody. You can go live to help yourself. You can go live to help yourself, but you can't go live to help somebody else. You can't show you in the street where the folks is doing bad, where they think they Negro and black and color. They don't see you uplifting them and giving them motivation and showing them ways to get to work. I hear a lot of chatter, but I see a less work. Where they say we see a lot of chiefs, but we don't see no goddamn Indians. What the hell going on here? And this is from me doing this for 5 months. I've seen the bullshit. I've seen people come on the panel and say this and say that and say this and say that. Then tomorrow you don't see them no more. Where happened to all this positive stuff you was doing in the community? Y'all fake. Fake. Extra fake. Y'all might as well go live with the crackers because y'all act just like them. Y'all sit here and prowl on us with all this good sounding shit and don't do a damn thing. Fuck you doing on YouTube? Talking about some the Indian. And I ain't seen you help an Indian yet. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep, I said it. I ain't seen you help an Indian yet. If you be like, is he talking about me? Then, what they said, the shoe fit, wear it, motherfucker. I'm cussing this morning because I'm mad. I'm seeing a lot of bullshit going and it ain't getting fixed. Everybody's like, the fake nigga is getting all the accolades. The motherfucker that ain't doing shit is getting all the accolades. Like he must be a pretty boy. That's what it is. If they do it, then they want to post it. I'm saying, why they don't post it though? I'm saying, if you're gonna give a homeless man $10 or give him some food, post that shit. So you doing something positive. Or I forgot, you can only post the negative shit that goes on in the community. Try to seem like you God. Huh. You ain't shit. That's what it is at the end of the day. You starting to see folks disappear because why? They wasn't doing shit in the community. That's right. We all should be able to eat. Well, people think sounding good and shit and putting together all these shows and shit and implementing all this shit is going to change what the fuck going on in the world today. Shit. Nigga, if you don't get off your ass and get out that goddamn house and go pick up something, go pick up a shovel, go push a broom, go help somebody do something. Shit. Go help a lady get a job. Go keep her kids for her while she go to work. Go cut the brother hair, give him a few dollars to get a haircut. Do something. God damn. Y'all niggas don't do shit around this motherfucker. So every time I see folks online, I'm going to start roasting their ass. The fuck you doing, nigga? Oh, I heard you said you was doing this, but I ain't seen a damn thing. Let me stop cussing. My early morning rants. Yes, I'm mad at the fact that we have a lot of YouTubers, a lot of Facebookers that push all this energy to the people and they sit home and they do nothing. They collect money from you, donations, and they do nothing. Everything that they do is only hearsay, ain't seen. Trying to stop cursing. I don't have to stop cursing, but I have elders listening, so I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna let it go. But yeah, y'all gotta change y'all ways. Don't come around me. I like to see y'all fake dudes around my area. I'm knocking you out ASAP. That's a promise. Come around me with that BS. Come on, let's do this and do that, and I ain't never seen you do nothing. I'm just gonna knock you slap out. Media, the new god. Thank you, Sharka. Thank you. Media, the new god. When you'll kill your own mama for likes. How about that? Yes. We got brothers throwing other brothers under the bus just for some likes. Yes. Under the bus for some likes. Yes. Using other people for likes. Yes. Yes, we have that. The media then took over. Sharka, it done took over. The media god has taken over. How do I know? When you wake up, the first thing you do, you look at your phone. When you're driving, you're trying to look at that phone. When you're out to eat, you're looking at that phone. When you're at the mall, supposed to be shopping, what you doing? Looking at that phone. That little crystal ball got you fucked up, got you messed up. Excuse my language again. I'm really mad, y'all. Because I've been looking at this stuff like, what you doing? Give me my like back. Give me my subscribe back. I don't want to subscribe to you. You ain't did nothing but talk. I ain't seen you did nothing outside this page. I need all that back from you, buddy. I need all that back from you, buddy. Let me get that like back from you. And you, let me get that like back from you. Let me get that like back from you. Yeah, let me get it back. Let me get this back. Y'all don't want it? Y'all like, Coach then jumped off the deep end. I sure have, because I'm sure tired of seeing faker bees, wannabes. I'm tired of seeing the fakeness. Man, I'm tired of looking at the fake. I'm going to make me a fake song. Nigga, you fake. You fake. You still an Indian, but you one of them civilized Indians. Nina Wa. Nina Wa, Sharka. Y'all like, Coach, why, Coach? Cuz I'm tired of the fakeness. I'm tired of seeing the folks walking around here like they saints and they the savior of the people. Sit your ass down somewhere, nigga. And go take care of your home, your community. How you gonna get your time back, Larissa? How you gonna get it back? They feeding off our energy, y'all, to where lead by example. Civilized, that's right, Mark Walton. Civilized. I'm not civilized. Let most of the people tell it, Coach ain't civilized. They say, Coach ain't civilized. You can't do that, Coach. You can't do this, Coach. Can't do it. What you want me to paint? You want me to start bleaching myself? You want me to look white and pale? You want me to straighten my hair, face, ass? Fuck you. Do what I want to do. Now, let me clean it up for all the old folks. I know the old folks are already up. Let me go ahead and clean it up. Let me go ahead and clean up my act this morning. Yeah, I don't want to see that BS. Every time I see it cross my timeline, boy, I'll be ready to spaz. Like, man, what is this? What is this? What are you doing? Worried about everybody else. Oh, I looked at this person. Look at yourself. What are you doing to help the community? Because, boy, when I drop this bomb, boy, you're going to fall out your chair. I say, Coach, you doing what? Coach, you got what? You do what, Coach? You doing what? Yeah, I'm ready to drop this bomb. I ain't ready yet. I'm ready to let these, man, y'all just don't know. We gotta let them know. Yeah, tell her, I'm sorry, Pamela. I'll let it go. Tell Mom, it's a lot of folks out here preaching Indian and living black, I'm sorry. A lot of folks out here preaching unity and they all about self. We got people preaching unity that will scam you and rip you off right in your face. Like you ain't never, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, I'm sorry. Tell Moms I'm cleaning it up now. It's all Gucci. We can get back to storage now. We can't get our time back, but we can manage it better when we find out that somebody's doing. Come on. Tell it. Well, man, we just need to tell it. Because we all got skeletons in the closet. I got skeletons. Everyone had issues. That's why I make sure I handle all my business first. Because I already know when they try to throw me under the bus, I got receipts. I'm going to bust their head wide open with receipts. I got them. Everyone, I ain't never heard receipts so much as this last talk in these last couple of months. Receipts. Man, F them receipts. Show what you're doing in the street. Let me see that. Oh, you might be scared to walk around. You might be scared to walk around real communities where real Aboriginals walking around ain't going for that bull crap. I know my Aboriginals, they be deep, 10, 15 deep, chilling, smoking their blunts, drinking their drink, or whatever they want to do. Let somebody walk up to them with that bull. Boy, you might get bodied. You know, a lot of you brothers scared to walk down the Chicago street. Huh? Yeah, I'm country. I can talk country, ham. What up, bruh? Come on down here. I'm going down around. Yeah, I can talk country. But I can also go to Chicago and walk from block to block with no problem, telling folks they Aboriginals. Not in the country, in the boonies, away from folks in rich neighborhoods with white neighbors and stuff. I don't even, man, come on now. No. I ain't got no problem with white folks. Do I got white friends? I don't know any. I used to. I ain't talked to a white person about since only time I talk to somebody white, well, I'm gonna pay my light bill. That's the only time I talk to somebody white. Go pay my gas bill. But other than that, I don't know nobody white by name. I ain't got nobody white phone number. And it's nothing against race. It's nothing against white. I'm just saying, I don't know any. I know aboriginals in the hood who fighting for their lives. Women losing their kids over he say, she say. Folks saying this because they mad at somebody. I know these people that's living real life situations. That's what I know. That's what I see. That's who I talk to every day. I talk to real life people every day. When I get through talking to y'all, I'm going to talk to some real life people. I don't know no boardroom. I'm not a corporate guy. I'm not. Because when you got to tell me how to wipe my ass, you can go to hell and get the hell away from me. Tell me how to wipe my ass. I'm a grown ass man. I've been wiping it for 40 years. They gonna tell me I need to fold this piece and get your ass away from me. Can't tell me how to wipe my ass. I'm grown. So we do got some slicksters out in the world. We got people that'll get you in the name of Aboriginal. We have people that would take your energy on the name of Aboriginal all over to make their life better, not your life better. So it's some snakes in the grass. Time to cut that mug. It's time to cut the grass. That's right. It's the young brothers that listen. That's right, Mark. And that's who I talk to every day. I go on the block, in the hood. I ain't going door to door. I ain't doing it Jehovah's Witness way. But if I see a group of brothers chilling, they can be cripping, blooding, GDing, black stoning. I don't care what they doing. I'm going to holler at them. What up, brother? How you doing? I'm not no Muslim, but such and such and such and such. Do you know your grandmama? I'm like, huh? I'm like, yeah, let me tell you the benefits of learning who you are real quick before you get all excited. Hit this blunt, calm your nerves down. Facts. That's how we get down. I ain't seen nobody do that yet. I'm sorry, I didn't. Somebody said Chief Colinago. That nigga don't be in the hood. When he was in Chicago, that nigga was out there he was safe. Believe that. He didn't go nowhere in no community. He didn't go in no pocket of niggas nowhere. So you missed me with that. Who's real? I know all these aboriginals, we live in these communities. But why y'all scared to talk to these people in these communities? When you go through the hood, your door locked, your window rolled up. You think somebody gonna snatch you out of the car and rob you? Huh? It's a sad. When men gonna be men again? I remember when little kids were scared to talk to men, like really. Like we had so much respect for grown men, we didn't want to talk to them because we know we'd get our neck broke and then get home and get ass whooped again. It ain't the honkies that's telling us, Mark, it's our own people. It's our own people leading us astray. The honkies done did it. They done already done got us. They doing their own thing. They living off our energy. They ain't even worried about us no more. It's only us worried about us. I'm sorry, but that's the facts. So at the end of the day, if you ain't out your house trying to build up a community, you fake. Because you can be trying to go to work and go home and take care of your house and don't worry about nobody else. And then when something happened to you or your children, the police killed one of your kids or something happened to one of your kids, now you out and about and yelling at everybody, help me and stand up. And now what happened a week ago before your kids got hurt? What happened? You were just comfortable in your own little zone, feet kicked up with your big screen TV, watching your TV shows and shit. Your kids got on every pair of Jordan and every name designer clothing. Yep. Then they won't help. Then you think about like, damn, we need money to help build this community. You got $20,000 in clothes in your goddamn closet, and you rent a damn apartment. What could that $20,000 do in your community to help build and bring it together? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. I guess y'all think I'm stupid or something. So yeah, I'm gonna leave that at that. I'm gonna take me a break. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna go walk this one off because I really got mad at seeing all this BS on my timeline this morning. All these folks talking about, oh, we giving back and we're helping the community. Motherfucker, you ain't did nothing. Run your goddamn dick suckers. That's all you did. BLM March vote. That's right. Then go back to. That's right. They voted on the weekend. Back on Monday morning. They back working again. Ain't did nothing. So I'm gonna be doing this work out here in these streets. I'm gonna be out here talking to these people out here in the community, which most of the neighborhood already know. When they see me, either they're gonna turn around or they're gonna tell me who their grandparents is. One of the two. I don't care about somebody telling me no. It ain't kill me. No ain't nothing but a no. I got 50 more doors on this block. Let's get it. So for everyone that's doing these shows and thinking that they all hiding ground, ask them what they did. Ask them what do they have, what they can show what they're doing in the community. Not on paper. I don't see no paper. Don't show me no paper. Don't flag around no paper and talk about this what I'm doing. I don't want to see no paper. I want to see action. I want to see work. I want to see progress. I want to see growth. And if you can't do it, shut your YouTube channel down and go do it. Go do some real work. Get out your projects. Get out your hood house. Get out your mama's basement. Get out your trailers. And go do some goddamn work. Shit. I'm about to go. I'll come back later, y'all. I'm really mad, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm upset. Because it's the same people that we look up to every day ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. What you doing? Not a goddamn thing. So I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to come back on. I'm going to clean it up. That was my morning rant for everyone that's out here doing nothing and claiming, oh, you're Indian and you this and you're that. And what you doing to help the Indians in your community? Why are you reaching out to folks in California and you stay in South Carolina? What the fuck are you doing in South Carolina? Why are you doing this down there? Oh, I'm trying to help those people in Mississippi. What about your community? What you doing in your community? That's all that matters. Once you get your community right, then you can link up with another community that's right. And then they can link up with another community that's right. We got to take this shit over one community at a time. So my main focus is the community that I'm in. So everybody with this bougie shit and trying to be pretty online and shit, fuck you. And go get dirty, you bitches. I'm out. I'll see y'all later.